Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt Case Jr. or Matthew Grant Case. Today we are finishing up a quarter section and I have 2 acres left and we're about to go look over the planter, check the fluids, look over the planter, check the gauge wheels, closing wheels, check the down force, make sure all the springs and wishbones, it's slang, but I'm sure John Deere has a different name for them. But just check over everything that I know I need to check over prior to going to work with it. So if you wanted to come along with me, I'll show you how we do it. Let's go! Got the Casey's with a little bit of iced tea, so keeps you going. This is distilled water. I've already dumped pure coolant in there. So this is the other part of the 50-50 ratio. Nothing but the finest for sound guard tractors. This is a very special tractor. This tractor belongs to my dad. He loves this tractor. Here he says it's a beast. It's a beast. So it's got it's a front wheel assist tractor, so it's a 4-wheel drive. So it's got a drive shaft. It's got basically a drop box from the transmission, and then that drop box sends a drive shaft to the front axle, and so the front axle turns as well as the rear tires do. So, and you have the option to turn that on or off. But we're pulling a 1780. It's actually a very uncommon planter that many people don't use. A lot of people use 1790s. 1790 planters have center fill abilities, so it's much more efficient to fill it. I would say it's probably a little better design, but this is an extremely heavy piece of machinery. It's just an absolute beast. It has 3 bushel baskets on it, so you can put, I think probably 3 or 4 bags of soybeans in there, or 3 or 4 bags of seed corn in there. It depends on the seed size. Checking the engine oil, it takes 15 W40. Excellent. Engine oil is perfect. Like to see that. We're safe. All right, so this is transmission fluid and hydraulic fluid. So this is what runs all of the cylinders and transmission and basically makes things go up, down, allows the power steering to work. It allows the seat and the cab to have like a nice floating ride. It's all intertwined. It's right at the add mark. It could use a little bit, and as an operator and not just a, what do they call them? They call them a steering wheel holder. I'm not a steering wheel holder, I'm an operator, so I will go fill it up with some hydraulic oil. This is full. This is probably about 35 pounds of hydraulic fluid. Do not want any contaminants. All right, we made it up to about, it's in the safe, absolutely. But I'm gonna put it perfect. Might as well, we're already here. We got the funnel in. Don't be lazy, just put it in there. As you can see, I'm wearing a Fent hat. Tomorrow something special is coming to the farm. All right, hydraulic oil's checked. We're good there. Coolant for the engine, excellent. Diesel fuel, topped off. Engine oil, topped off. It's time to fire this 4650 beast up and raise up to 1780. We're currently using it to plant 15-inch soybeans, which 15-inch soybeans, the research has showed that it does have a yield advantage over 30s. And it definitely suppresses weeds because it closes the furrows faster, which limits weed seeds that are laying on the top of the soil from getting moisture, getting sunlight, and growing. So the canopies close fast so the weeds can't grow. So off to work we go. I'm gonna start it up and I'm gonna raise the planter up. Gonna inspect the 1780 planter and then get to putting some soybeans on moisture, if we can find any. We're in a moderate drought right now in northern Illinois, so I can find moisture though. I know how to set it. All right, so you know, all farmers know you have to bring TP with. You just never know. This is your throttle. It's a power shift. This is a number 1 SCV. This is number 2 SCV, number 3 SCV. This runs your vacuum. This runs your markers. And this raises your up and down. And this raises your 3-point hitch. So if you look behind you, that lowers and raises. You use that for different types of implements. So I'm gonna give this some RPMs and we're gonna raise the 1780 planter up and we're gonna go over the row units and make sure it's ready to plant. All right, I'm gonna check out all the wavy coulters, see if all the bearings are good on the wavy coulters, and then I'm gonna check the wishbones to make sure the wishbones are what keep down pressure down on your row units. And then I'm gonna check closing wheels and gauge wheels. I've already checked the seed, but I'll show you the seed. And after we check all that, we're gonna get to planting. So once the true V cuts a nice furrow, creates a nice true V, the seed goes down, and then this is the closing system. This is what closes the seed in. So you don't want the seed, you don't want the trench left open, because then the seed, you know, the moisture will dry out and your seeds won't grow. You know what? It's actually a good practice to check how much downforce you're putting down on your closing system at the same time you're checking your closing wheel bearings. So that's what I'm going to do as well, and make sure they're all in the same slot. So that's light pressure, heavier, more heavy, heaviest. You go to heaviest when you're mudding it in. You don't want to mud it in. These are your gauge wheels. When you set this is what allows you to how deep you're going. How deep do you want the seed? Right now, we're going semi deeper than we would in, say, in the beginning of the season. We're trying to find moisture. So if you take a look here, that is how deep your seed will go. If you see those two blades, that is how deep the seed is going to go. Shallow, you raise it up. Now watch how deep it goes. That's it. Barely goes in the ground at all. All right, I'll show you real deep. This is as deep as it goes. See how deep that goes? That's if you're really trying to find moisture. But you'd be in a severe drought if you wanted to go that deep. So right here, with how warm it is, beans are out of the ground within, they're spiking in probably 4 days. Yeah, it's moderate to deep. We're going about 2 inches right now. We want them all on moisture, and we're dry. So all the gauge wheels are all in the same spot. All the closing wheels are all set at the same spot. All the closing wheel bearings are good. I checked all the gauge wheel bearings. Those are all good. All the gauge wheels are on the machine, so that's good. And then one last check is the wishbones. Well, there's two. Want to see some seed? We got seed. Check it out. There it is. Those are soybeans. So we're ready to rock and roll. We got seed. All right, last check. And this is what I'm talking about as far as cutting down from 100% efficiency to 80% efficiency. You got to check all these things. If you don't check all these things and you got something wrong, you're going to see it throughout the entire field the entire time you didn't check it. And a lot of people won't check things sometimes. And it's kind of embarrassing. So you got to be on your game. You got to check your stuff. I don't know, I call this the wishbone, right? So we got it set to the heaviest down pressure you can. So when you put this into lighter down pressure, say we worked this ground with a disc ripper and then we hit it with a field cultivator, we'd want it on lighter pressure because we don't need so much down pressure to get the seed down into the soil. But with this being an excellent crop last year and so much corn stover still in the ground, we want that downforce, especially with the depth we're trying to achieve. We're trying to get it in on moisture. So we want all the downforce pressure. These are heavy duty down pressure springs. A lot of systems have moved away from heavy duty down pressure springs to pneumatic airbags, and now the future has moved into hydraulic downforce, which that's what Kelly and I invested in. It's the best of the best. Hydraulic down pressure, baby. And that's what allows you to go 12 miles an hour, is just the power of hydraulic oil, just absolutely pressing those row units down at 12 miles an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and check every single one of these to make sure none of them are broken, because if one is broken, we're not having proper down pressure, which that seed is not gonna go on moisture. I'm gonna check if every single one of these is on the heaviest down pressure setting, and I'm checking wishbones. Then I'm also looking at chains. I want to see if the chains are in good shape and not broken. Let's go. That's that. Quarter section's complete. Let's move.